We got some packages today, folks. Welcome to the show. My name is Philip Cockram, as always. Let's put this little guy aside for now because I think there's some things in this big boy that might be related to that. And there's several things in here. Not really too fond of how this is packaged because it's all banging around, but you know, it is what it is. It's here now, so let's take a look. Okay, there's a couple of things that are wrapped up here. Right, so, a little box, something. Packaged up there. More stuff in here. More stuff. All right, so what do we got here? Okay, so those are the guitar parts. So we'll put those aside for now. And let's look at a couple of these puppies. What do we got here? This is a phone cradle with a ball mount there and stuff, right? So it's kind of a nice one. Grippy surface there, softy thing there, grippy surface in the bottom. You've got your tripod mount there, tripod mount there as well. And then there's the ball mount for it. So this would be hot shoe, and it's 1/4-20. You can see there on the bottom. Hot shoe, ball mount, it's metal. Little tightening thing there. So screw that on there. I mean, you can screw this obviously right onto your tripod if you want, right? But this will give you angling and, you know, be able to adjust everything there and stuff. So that's kind of cool. This whole thing was $3. I have it here on the computer. Hold on. It was like $3. All right, so moving on. What do we got here? This is a L bracket. So again, another camera piece. You can see we've got 1/4-20 mount here, some hot shoe mounts here up in the side. So the kind of idea with this here, let me grab a camera, right, is that you could, you know, have your camera here, and if you've only got one shoe mount, screw on because my hand's in the way. If you've only got one shoe mount on your camera, which of course most do, now you've got 1, 2, 3, right? So if you want to have a light or a microphone, something like that, you know, along with your camera, the idea for that. This bracket was, what was it? $10, I think. It's all metal construction. It's made pretty well. It's got a nice grip on it. And what do we got here? This is another grip. U-Grip Pro. Ulanzi, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Let's slice this guy open. So it's kind of like a U-shaped, kind of a bit of a, like a carry handle idea for a DSLR. There we go. So let me pause just 1 second. Okay, so the idea of this guy, and I'm kind of keen on this, there's the bottom of it. You can see. There's several different manufacturers of things like this. They're all pretty much similar, okay? But you can mount your DSLR in this. I just had my little Rebel pulled out here because the 7D is already set up on the tripod and everything for the next show. So you've got tons of adjustability for different size cameras, help with your balance and stuff like that, right? So I have a little bit tight there. Again, this has 3 shoe mounts on it. So obviously it's kind of blocking that, but it's giving you 1, 2, 3 on there. So let me just finish tightening that up. So you can add, now most of these guys are plastic, okay? But when I looked at the bottom and the base and stuff on some of them, they didn't look anywhere near as substantial as that. And you can see that's still got another 1/4-20 mount to stick this whole thing on a tripod, okay? So again, you've got extra shoe mounts to be able to mount your accessories on. put a light here, you can put your microphone there or either side. Even the little monitor there and stuff. And I thought it would be great to, like, as you can see, the way you're holding the camera, you get these really smooth shots because you're not holding it in that certain way. It's got lots of options to it. It's a beautiful handle, a nice softy grip and stuff on the thing. So this guy was the most expensive of the lot. I think it was $16, $15 or something like that. So again, I really like this thing. It feels very trusty, you know. I mean, it's a very expensive camera and a cheap handle, right? But I feel very confident that the camera is in there very solidly. So, what's in this box? Who knows what it could be? What do we got here? Oh, this is the just like the grip goes on the bottom. So let's unscrew that for a sec and show you that guy. So again, this is like another, option for mounting the camera. Now, there's several of these out there. You can see it's like a pistol grip, if you will. Okay, it screws on the bottom. Now, the reason I chose this one was because see how wide of a base it has? There was another model that was almost identical to this, but it has like just a skinny little base on there, right? And this one here had this really nice wide base. It's got some rubbery kind of grip thing to it. It feels great. It feels very nice to hold. So, again, screws on the bottom of your camera. That is way more comfortable to hold than this, than doing this. Okay, yeah, your hands are accessible to the buttons, but usually once you set up stuff there, especially with video, you want to film, you want to be able to pan, you want to move around smoothly. And look at how easy this is to hold like that. It's very solid, it feels very good. It's got nice contact on the bottom of the camera. This was $7, I think. So yeah, really happy with that. So let's move on to the last little packages. So as we've seen so far, this has been about cameras and guitar parts. So I know it's a weird correlation, right? But okay, this is a pot or potentiometer, but it's special because it's got push-pull to it. Okay, so it can do a coil split. I'll show you what that is here quick. This guitar was used to film the outro of this video that you're going to see today. So this has got dual humbuckers in it, which means that there's two single coil pickups in one pickup here, right? And this guitar has this feature already built into it. So when I pull this knob up, you can see it sits up, it splits this pickup to be a single coil and give me a nice kind of Strat sound. So I'm going to put this in one of the other guitars I have that doesn't have that feature. It's fairly easy little modification to do, and if it's worth making a video about it, I will. And what are these? These are new saddles. And I'll show you where they go on the guitar. These ones are kind of cool. They've got a nice little, design to them there. And they've got a little wheel in there, a little brass wheel, you can see, for the string to kind of ride on. Okay, so here's what they're going to replace is these old guys here. So these guys don't have the little wheel. They have it just sits on the metal there, and there's little grooves been worked into these. Look at this string here. See how kind of far off it is? So I'm going to install these new saddles here in place. You see they look a little bit cleaner, a little bit shinier, and then we'll redo the intonation on this guitar. So I have another part that came in for this guitar too, which would be the back cover plate to match the front one. See, it's got that nice pearloid look there to it. So you guys some of you might have watched the other video of me changing and putting the new Fender pickups in this guitar, which has a new pick guard, which has that pearloid look. And I looked at the back and said, well, this one's getting kind of, looks a bit rough there too. So this new one And we'll do a little quick video of me installing this stuff. You see it lines up like really nice. It was $2.99. It was cheap, very cheap. So that's another little improvement. What else we got here? That's the rest of the saddles, the screws for that. And then the last, well, second to last hardcore modification I'm doing to this guitar. I'm gonna get some new tuners for it. But there's also one other thing, and these are what the title's all about. They're trees. What are trees? Oh, well, I will show you. Here's a picture. Close-up shot, but we'll get the guitar out too. So I got two different kinds because these things were cheap. They were like $1 something, I don't know. And I bought two different kinds to just see what the difference was. And then I thought, oh, well, that's kind of stupid. But then I just realized, well, I have two guitars that have these on there. Okay, so they both could stand for a upgrade. So, all right, so they're out. So there's a one style, and I like this one better already. See, it's a little kind of metal block, chromed, and it's got a wheel in it that the string will go back and forth on. And then this guy, it's quite a bit smaller, and it just has basically a very nice rounded part on it for the string to slip underneath. It's chrome plated and stuff. So that's going to replace these things here. So they're called string trees. I didn't know. I was just, you know, I had no idea what they were called until I went to actually look these up and go buy these things. And I was surprised, you know, that this is what, you know, the people call them on average, is just, you know, string trees. I keep wanting to say spring tree, tree spring. But these guys have grooves in them, and they're kind of worn badly. So when I use the tremolo at all, I get like a creaking noise, and they kind of slip and stuff. And it's not a very nice thing, as you can see, compared to this, which has got the little wheel on it, which is going to kind of, you know, match those saddles. So it's going to help keep this guitar way better in tune, hopefully. So that's it for today's show, folks. Oh, lastly, some black screws. These are going to replace all the screws. So some of these are all rusted and nasty around the pick guard. So I thought, well, let's keep the black theme going and put black ones in there instead of the chrome ones, just to give it a little bit different look, stuff like that. So that's the show today, folks. I hope you learned something. I hope you found a couple of things interesting. Love and peace to all of you. And again, we are YouTube.